Hey everybody, it's been about a year since I started working on the layout again. I've been doing pretty much nothing but scenery work, which is fun and all, but I'm more of a big project kind of guy and I like cutting wood. So time to address some deficiencies on the west end of the layout. So we're overlooking 45.2 roughly, and it's about the center point of the layout. We're going to pan over to the left, and this is the absolute west end of the layout. This is the siding and main line at Crowsnest. Specifically the west end, just before you pop through the backdrop and do 2 turns through the helix down into west end staging. This is an area that kind of got crammed in and was really tight for space to get this crow's nest siding in. So I have a plan. I'm going to pull out the west switch and eliminate the siding here. By doing that, I'm going to be able to get the main line closer to the front of the layout because I don't have to worry about clearance for the tortoise. When I do that, I'll be able to cut down the front fascia and add some retaining walls, which the area is pretty famous for. With retaining walls in place, I'll have more room for background scenery, and that's going to add a lot of depth to the scene. The benchwork here is only 10 inches wide. So my problem with this is scenery congestion. This telepost made me have to really cram things through here. I didn't get enough room on the backdrop for scenery to be put in properly. So by eliminating the siding, I'll be able to move the main line a little bit and be able to have a lot more natural looking scenery to track ratio through this area. A siding at Crow's Nest is still needed for operational flexibility. So we're going to realign main track. We're going to eliminate siding and use the space behind the backdrop, approximately 4 feet by 8 feet, to reintroduce a new siding at Crow's Nest. So the rear track disappears, front track is going to come up, maintaining that same alignment, curl off, and pop through the backdrop. We don't have to maintain the same grade, so we'll probably lose a good inch of elevation at this point in time, and that's going to give us some separation to go underneath the upper track. 360-degree spin through the RTC office and a spring switch, introducing the siding again. 2 tracks are going to pop out of the backdrop on the top level. There's going to be a pile of trees in this area and a creek flowing up through the middle. It's going to kind of represent the McGillivray loop area where the tracks go up one side of the valley, do a loop at the head, and come back down the other side. Looking at this from inside the RTC office, we have 5 inches of clearance between the bottom of the roadbed for the upper level and the railhead on the top turn of the helix. So it's enough room. If we split the difference, we get 2 inches of clearance for stacks to go underneath the lower level and 2 inches when we come back out on the top level. So what's going to happen is lower level will pop through and it's going to spin around in behind us. It'll basically follow the outside edge of the helix here on the level of the top fascia board there. There'll be a spring switch on the straight section. It's going to do a 180 turn before crossing back over itself and entering the layout proper. And popping back out onto the layout again here, the double track's going to come through, follow the upper track alignment here, and the foreground track will disappear. There'll be a pile of trees here. Scenery in the foreground will be built up to hide the track in the background as best we can to give it some sense of distance and some separation. And we'll just pan around to the east here. The siding length has to be a minimum of 21 to 22 feet long, so I'm going to just have to see where the east switch ends up. There's a good chance it will move from its current position. If the switch has to move east, I'll have to take out Tunnel 7, which won't necessarily hurt my feelings. Tunnel 7 is one of the first pieces of scenery work I did on the layout. It's kind of got that Close Encounters mashed potato mountain feel to it. So there's a good bet that the east switch will come out, Tunnel 7 will come out, and then the new location of the east switch at Crow's Nest is going to be at the end of the retaining wall. That'll give us an extra 3 feet of length. So with Tunnel 7 coming out, I'll be able to address the scenery on the other side here, on the east side of the tunnel. This is all stuff that I did back in 2004 that I'm not 100% happy with. Scenery techniques have developed since then. Backdrop painting has gotten a lot better. This is where I first started painting backdrops. So I'm going to start at the west end and kind of work my way east. I like to try and keep things in a continuous flow, otherwise I get distracted and I get off on weird tangents. So anyway, there you go. There's the major project for 2021. Don't know when it's going to start, but I've already got some radiuses drawn out and plans well in hand. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, take care, and we'll see you in the next video.